the owner of a high-end bistro refused to pay me for the custom QR code menus I designed. So, during his busiest Friday night rush, I redirected every single code to his failing health inspection report. 3 months ago, I was hired by Marco, the owner of the Gilded Fork. He wanted a complete rebrand, new logo, new website, and specifically laser-etched brass plaques for every table featuring a permanent QR code for his changing wine list. It was a massive job. I spent weeks designing the interface and generating the dynamic QR codes. I even coordinated with the metal shop to get the brass plates manufactured. The total invoice came to $4,500. The installation happened on a Tuesday. The restaurant looked great. Marco was thrilled. But when I handed him the final invoice, his smile vanished. "I'm not paying this right now," he said, waving his hand. "Cash flow is tight. I'll get you in 90 days. Consider the exposure payment enough for now." I tried to explain that I had already paid the metal shop out of my own pocket. I was currently losing money on his project. Marco laughed. "What are you going to do? The plates are bolted down. You can't repossess a digital file. Sue me if you want. My lawyers will drag it out for years." He was right about one thing. I couldn't physically take the plates back without a screwdriver and a fight. But he was dead wrong about how QR codes work. See, Marco didn't understand the difference between a static code and a dynamic code. A static code goes directly to a website. A dynamic code, the kind I use, goes to a redirect server that I control, which then forwards the user to the destination. As long as I pay the hosting fee, I decide where those brass plates lead. I went home and waited for Friday night Valentine's Day weekend. The restaurant was fully booked. Couples were seated at every table, ready to spend hundreds of dollars on wine and steak. At 7 p.m., right as the dinner rush peaked, I logged into my dashboard. I didn't delete the link. I simply changed the destination URL. Instead of directing customers to the exclusive wine list, the QR codes now redirected to the county's public database, specifically to the Gilded Fork's most recent health inspection from 2 weeks ago, the one where they scored a C4. Evidence of rodent activity in dry storage and improper refrigeration temperatures. I sat on my couch and watched the chaos unfold via social media. Twitter started lighting up. "Oh my God, at the Gilded Fork," and the menu links to a rat report. "Gross, we just left." Inside the restaurant, it was pandemonium. Customers were scanning the table to order wine, reading about rat droppings, and immediately walking out. Waiters were frantic, trying to explain it was a glitch, but you can't unsee a government health warning. At 7:45 p.m., my phone rang. It was Marco. He was screaming, fix it now. People are leaving. I'm losing thousands." "I'm sorry, Marco," I said calmly. "I only provide technical support to paid clients. My service has been suspended due to non-payment. I'll pay right now." "Great. The new total is $6,000. That includes a rush fee and a late penalty." He transferred the money via Venmo within 30 seconds. I waited for the notification to clear, then logged back in and switched the URL back to the wine list. He learned an expensive lesson that night. Never stiff the guy who controls the digital doorway to your business. If you love seeing cheap bosses pay the price, hit like and subscribe.